So I got Romire and myself. We both got into Overwatch beta. We're gonna take like 5 minutes and talk about it. You want to give your YouTube channel real quick, Romire, so they can go find you?
Alrighty, if you want to come check me out, you can go check me out at youtube.com/user/RomireVids. I don't know why I've got to put in user now, but apparently that's the way it's going to go. So you can find me there.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. They do weird things with that. So Overwatch, I know I've played a crap load of it since like week one of beta. I think you also got in like week one when they opened it, right?
Week 3.
Week three. Okay, so you were a little bit behind me on it, but I imagine you've been playing a crap load.
I've been playing what I've been playing. I've enjoyed it. I only got about 4 videos out of it, but it's pretty much worth the entire money that's going to be worth. What is it going to be worth?
Yeah, and we got the announcement today that we're recording this about the model maps and new characters will be free going forward. So I'm excited about that. And
Oh yeah, it's a big move. Better than what other companies can do.
I mean, people were really worried we were gonna have to buy maps and characters after it went live, and I was like, that would be suicide for the game. And I know some other people were thinking that too. So
Pretty much the AU and New Zealand gaming community on Facebook were talking about it, and the response was, if we have to pay to play to download stuff, I'm not going to be playing it because it's not going to be worth the X
yeah,
amount of cash.
I, I I think skins are the right way to go for a model going forward, for sure. And some of the skins they've shown us right now look pretty great, and I have a feeling what they show us here going forward is going to look just as good. It is Blizzard after all.
Yeah, Blizzard is Blizzard.
um, so, out of the game, you have any like standout complaints at the moment for where it's at, knowing it's still
They
in
keep nerfing
like
everything. I find Widowmaker is a bit kind of overpowered with her shots, but she does make a feisty sniper in a cover match.
see Widow.
Archer friend.
Yeah, I had no luck with Widowmaker playing. I couldn't make her have a good game for the life of me until I got on like one specific map that was actually open enough to snipe good. Because there is just nowhere to cover and snipe from distance with her in a lot of the maps.
King's Row has a perfect
I
sniping spot
I,
at the
I want to
start if
say
you're
I
coming
think
to attack.
that's the one that I got it on. It's just I had a hell of a time making her work as a sniper. As for like a cover fire, I sat on the payload and rode the payload and sniped people as it's going forward a couple times with her, and that worked pretty good. But because they're all distracted by my team who's not literally riding the payload, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
My only complaint is more game modes, and I think they'll do something with that. And on the
They'll
top,
hopefully have the more game modes like
I don't
solo play easier.
I don't think deathmatch will ever be the right choice for this because it's a class-based shooter. As much as I was thinking deathmatch would be cool initially, it was just like, with the class-based, you're going to get into those like Pharahs everywhere, rockets galore, and call that deathmatch. Is something I realized after I got to playing some. So I don't think deathmatch is right, but definitely like King of the Hill or even capture the flag with some sort of like tracer can't blink or stuff like that to you get hindered where you can't use your abilities, you can only just manually like shoot when you've got the flag or something, would be a cool thing. I thought because that gets us some more game modes that are really prime to those first person shooters.
Yeah, it gets complicated along the way, but it's makes it so much worth it.
King of the Hill, well, you kind of run into the same problem of a lot of people were like, but it'll just be like Reinhardt's and Bastions. And I was like, well, you get some Winstons in there and jump around and knock them all off the hill, and then, they've got to retake it. So, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people on the weekend where they let everybody in didn't realize was swapping characters in the middle of games.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about swapping characters. You could go into a match, you could get obliterated by on one thing, and you can go say, screw it, let's just switch over, and no one will expect it. And it's like, huh?
Yeah,
And one match I had, and that British chick, whatever her name is, had
Tracer.
Tracer, an all Tracer team, and it was like, this is a troll, right?
Oh yeah. I had I think the worst combo I had was like 4 Winstons and a Mercy, and then like a Widowmaker, or maybe it was a Reaper. I don't remember. Whoever their other one was just tearing people apart because the Winstons were just jumping everywhere and it was a mess. Bubbles all over the place. And we wound up switching to like a bunch of Bastions, like 3 Bastions and 3 Mercies, and just tore them to shreds. It was that simple. So, you can literally change up in the middle of a game and completely, mess the other team's strategy up. But you've got to, do that. And, that'll take a learning curve for everybody, I'm sure. And I also know there's a lot of YouTube people, myself included, who played games strictly as one character for a video. And I don't know if
Yeah.
you did that for sure or not, but
No, I didn't get to do that.
what did you think about the length of the game so far as a whole?
As in match wise?
Yeah, like how long matches, on from like the shortest match you had to the longest. What do you think?
Longest has been about 17 minutes, shortest was about 4.5 minutes.
So that's a pretty wide range. Do you think that's good for the game in the long run or bad? I
Good, honestly. It depends on how well your team is and how well you can pull off a fast match.
I think my most annoying match, I was Torbjorn, and I was sitting there, doing the turret thing as we're holding the last, spot before they got the payload in, and like it just took forever because we couldn't get them off the payload, but they couldn't push forward either because of the way we switched up our team comp. And like by the time the game was over, I think it was at 21 minutes, and by that point I was kind of annoyed. But
Yeah.
we were trying to win, so I feel like that 15-minute range is somewhere give or take a few minutes is really solid match time for you to not get irritated or annoyed if your team's just not doing good.
Yeah. It gets like that, and then you got people that just don't want to agree with you or go do their own thing, and then end up losing it, and then you're like, god damn it.
I honestly the only time I had problems with people was the open beta weekend where they let all those people in. I had some the COD players showing up, just angrier and salty about losing beyond all belief, of course.
Yeah.
But the rest of the time, like when I first played Torbjorn, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing in the in-game voice chat, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, this is how you're gonna play him," blah 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 blah, and I was able to play him really well off of just a brief description of how he works, which I've had for most of my games. People are really nice and helpful and wanting to, get the community rolling with players who know what they're doing.
The open weekend was alright. It just brought a lot of server instability because people kept causing disconnections. They were all trying to play at the same time. The servers couldn't handle it, and then it's like DC after DC after DC.
I had a couple DC problems in the evening during that weekend, but during the middle of the day, I didn't really have any. And like I said, it was mostly like I'd run into those COD players that they have the COD reputation of online play. So
Yeah, that's what I
kind of
was
what that
mostly
was
worried
like.
about as well.
And I know we'll get some of that when it goes live, but I have a feeling those players are not going to, as a whole, enjoy the game because it's not what they want. It's different with the hero shooter than a normal FPS. And growing up playing Quake 3 and Unreal Tournament and those games, original Half-Life and stuff where you have the set number of health and maybe armor that you've got, I really appreciate actually having a set health instead of the regenerating stuff so many shooters have now.
Yeah.
It's really nice to fall back into that, and it's one of the reasons why I got really hyped for this was I was like, no regenerating health, yay!
Yeah, that was the bit. Fun thing about that one, you don't get much of a regen health unless you find health packs, and then it's total
Yeah.
MIA style.
Yeah, I felt the health packs, are completely reasonable. I had somebody once complain they were ridiculously overpowered in how much they gave back, but as a whole, like, they're completely reasonable. You can still die after grabbing a health pack if you don't immediately play smart, It still
Yeah.
requires good play after the health pack. You can't just grab the health pack and be like, haha, I have more health than you now and kill them. You have to still know what you're doing. Some of the ultimates are kind of awkward. Uh, what's his name? The cowboy. I can't remember his name. His ult is really awkward. I don't know if you had that experience at all.
I never had that experience.
The high noon, because you've got to like kind of wait passively while you're walking forward to get those skull marks, and then when you click, you can take out a full team of 6 really easy.
Oh
But
yeah, I've
it's
noticed that myself, and it's like it's an
it's
ultimate buzzkill. That
it's a very awkward ult to use, but the people who know how to use it well and use it right, it's game changing. But they're
yeah,
also extremely vulnerable because like he slows down, walks at a snail's pace at that time. I had more than one game where I was just like, "Oh look, it's that woo 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 Western sound," and then I immediately turned on him and just blew him to bits. Simple as that. Whatever it was, because he's so vulnerable. He has no way to run.
yeah.
Uh, so right now, my favorite I've got to say is either Mercy or the Russian chick, and I don't remember her name either. You have a favorite you like at the moment?
I prefer Black Widowmaker. I just find her a lot more easier.
Okay, yeah, I feel like a lot of people are liking Tracer and Genji a lot. I see one of those almost every game I've played. Um, and one of the other things, mentioning stuff I'd like to see going forward, is a support actually get play of the game. I've yet to see that, and I've heard numerous other people say they've never seen it. Have you?
Not really yet.
And it's like I get it; they aren't necessarily shooting or killing, but there's some like god tier mercy resurrections I've seen where like they'll res people and just completely turn around fights.
Yeah, that
And I
resurrection is a hazard because you can get resurrected by Mercy, then you could get pot shotted out, and it's like, well, that was just a waste then.
you can get that too, but it's also can be, oh look, this Winston's dead behind them all as they're pushing on us. Res this Winston. The Winston jumps in and messes them all up, and you guys win the firefight there. So like, but it's, I feel like, and I've had some Lucio stuff where he's just not necessarily myself playing, but other players and
Yeah,
those different supports just do some really game changing stuff, and then the supports get like no recognition with play of the game. Where I was like, that really should have been play of the game, because then the play of the game will be like a Genji jumping over a wall and killing 2 or 3 people with a sword. Okay, yeah,
yeah,
that's really cool and all, but this turned the game around. Why isn't it the play of the game? And so I'd like to see that. I think that's all my thoughts on it. You got any last thoughts?
my final thoughts is that it's going to be a pretty good game, and Blizzard's actually pulled a rabbit out of their hat, so to speak.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I definitely wasn't expecting this as a new IP. I was expecting something else completely. Maybe a new RTS with StarCraft 2 just having concluded. So, but, you know.
Yeah.
So, remind people again where they can find you.
You can find me over at YouTube at youtube.com/user RomireVids. You can follow me on the Twitters at RomireVids. You can follow me, add me on Steam, Origin, and the PlayStation Network under the tag Romire Online. And you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Romire. Find me all over the place.
And I'll include a link to at least the YouTube in the description. So, there is also that. And thanks. Somebody to talk to about Overwatch and share our thoughts with.
No worries. Happy to be here.